Well, hello there, guys. It's AK-47 Master here, back with some more Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And on this episode, we are going to be heading out of Azalea Town because we are actually going to be heading to Illex Forest. But who's stopping us? Oh, it's our rival again. Haven't seen this guy in a while. Tell me something. Is it true that Team Rocket has returned? What? You beat them? Ha! Quick line. Are you serious? Then let's see how good you are. Alright, and I don't know if I mentioned this on the last episode, or the last time we battled this guy. I do like his rival music. It's pretty awesome, and I really liked how they remade it for the DS. Much like a lot of the other remastered tracks and themes in this game, the rival music definitely sounds great. It really does. So he's gonna start off. His team is a bit more enhanced now. He has 3 Pokemon. He's gonna start off with a level 14 Ghastly, and I believe Game Freak did bump up the levels of your rival's Pokemon, of Silver's Pokemon. They are a bit stronger, I believe, from the original Gold and Silver, which is kind of like how in Diamond and Pearl Barry was a complete joke, but then in when Platinum came along, his Pokemon and his team were a bit stronger. So it's kind of how, that kind of connects to that thing. I don't know, I just noticed little stuff like that. Alright, so we took care of his Ghastly pretty quickly, and I usually have problems with this Zubat. I tried recording earlier, and this Bite and Confusion combo, it was really effective. It was really doing a number on my Geodude. Either I'd be hurt by my Confusion, or I'd get flinched, and it's pretty obvious that now those effects are still very present now that I'm rebattling him. Alright, come on, come on. Come on, why do I oh my god, why do I keep getting hurt? Wow, I didn't even hit him. Look at that bad luck. Alright, so I guess it's all up to Chi-Chi now. Hopefully this thing won't use Confusion again, or Supersonic. But yeah, guys, it looks like last night at Jump Festa, which is a Japanese video game event, or at least I'm assuming, I don't really know what the backstory of it is, they announced a new Pokemon game. It's not Ruby and Sapphire remakes like most people were expecting, or Pokemon Gray, or things like that. It's actually a completely different game. It looks to be not kind of like a spin-off, but also a crossover game between Pokemon and a Japanese RPG, which I do not remember the name of. I have my iPhone right here, because I knew I wouldn't remember the names, and I got my iPhone's browser on Serebii.net, so I'm going to look that up right now as I'm doing this battle. Okay, there we go, I brought up Serebii.net. So, new Pokemon game, and I'm reading off of their latest update for Friday, which was yesterday. Pokemon+Nobunaga's Ambition. So it was revealed for release next year, spring of 2012 in Japan. And wow, we're already battling Quilava. But yeah, it is set for release in Japan next year, 2012, in springtime, so probably around March, April. And there were a lot of mixed reactions to this game. And if you were like me, you probably guessed at first you didn't really not like the game. It's not that you didn't like the game, you just didn't know what it was about. That's my first reaction personally, and as a hardcore old school Pokemon gamer that's been playing the game since the late 90s, you're probably wondering, what is it? Because it's definitely nothing, it's not like anything we've seen before from the Pokemon series. So you're probably just wondering to yourself, like, what is this game about? And then it's gonna tie in 2 different series, Pokemon and the series I mentioned before, the whatever Ambition. I do not remember the name, guys. I do apologize. I know this is very unprofessional, but I just didn't know what it was. I don't know if I would prefer Ruby and Sapphire remakes or this game. Chances are Ruby and Sapphire remake. But I mean, it's like a breath of fresh air for the Pokemon series, because the last few years we've just been getting, the regular Pokemon games, like Pokemon Platinum came out in 2009, Heart Gold and Soul Silver 2010, then 2011 Black and White, and now it looks like late 2012, because usually Pokemon games come out in Japan first, obviously. Then for America, comes out like 6 months later. Then Europe gets it like a month after America. Or in some cases, Europe gets the games early, like 2 days early than America. But that's usually rare. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the new Pokemon game. Chances are they're gonna announce Ruby and Sapphire Remix later on, or after the game's actually released in Japan. But I don't know. And we do have to heal my Geodude, so please excuse me guys, there's probably gonna be a little jump cut here. See you guys in a moment. Okay, so now we're back and we are going to head off to Illex Forest. Wait a minute, do I have repels? I think I do. Let me just check. Yep, I have 6 repels, that should be just fine. And Dandy, we should be able to get the Illex Forest with no problem. So here we are, Illex Forest. Now, most Pokemon games or just about every Pokemon game has always been traditional for having a forest biome and like the early on in the game, whether it's after you get 2 badges or 1. They've always been in Pokemon games, and this is the one for Johto. And you're gonna notice this guy right off the bat. Oh man, my boss is going to be angry. The Farfetch'd that cut trees for charcoal took off in the forest. Can you catch him for me? Farfetch has sensitive ears. If you step on a branch, they will face toward you. That's your chance. Sneak up from behind and catch them. Do you think you can do that? Okay, so now this is going to be like a little puzzle, basically, where you gotta catch this Farfetch'd. And there's going to be these twigs on the floor. And what you basically gotta do is you kinda gotta sneak up behind him. And there we go. Pretty much that's all you gotta do. Wow, you found a Farfetch, thank you. It's not just any Farfetch, it should be yours. I didn't see any other Farfetches. Alright, so now we're gonna be able to go to his master, which is actually the but I do remember, yeah, I do have to go to that house to get cut. I think that's correct. I'm not sure though. Oh, wow, dumb. That was stupid. I gotta catch another Farfetch, of course. Alright, so that's it. So the next area, you're gonna let's get this Pokeball. It's a revive. Very useful item. Basically brings a Pokemon back to life, and my repel must have ran out without me noticing. Okay, now let's get our bank, repel. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's see where this guy is. Oh yeah, I do remember this one for being a bit harder. Actually, I believe... Alright, let's try getting him. Alright, so whenever you talk to them, they're gonna move from place to place, and... Alright, let's see. Can we catch them from there? I don't think so. I think we gotta move again. Alright, there we go. Now let's see. Alright, we're definitely gonna make them have to move now. You might actually have to get more repels, because I'm only down to 3 now. Alright, so let's see. Alright, let's see. Okay. Alright, I think I got it now. I think I do got it. Alright, I think I should be able to get him now. If I could walk around and break his sticks, yes I can. Alright, there we go. So that's basically it. Now we caught him. Now we got both Farfetches. Okay, so now he's gonna give us HM01 cut. Alright. Which will basically allow us to cut down that small tree right there, which is why I got this Bellsprout in the first place. And I do not believe there's many other places where cuts actually required, which they tend to do with a lot of HMs, like Flash is another one of them. Well, in this game now it's a TM. But, you know, there's TMs like Cut, Waterfall, Flash that really you only use once or twice in the game, but they're not used anymore. Anyways, here we are at the Illex Shrine. This actually is a tribute to the Forest's Protector, which is actually a Pokemon that you could actually catch through an event, and it's Serebii. Anyways, right here you could always find an X attack, and I believe there are a few hidden items here. And I do know where a couple of them are. Well, that's not really a hidden item, that's a visual item, or a seeable item, but it's kind of like hidden in those trees there. And whoops, I do not want to do that. I want to get out a repel. Alright, we should be able to get through Illex Forest with just this one repel. Alright, now you're going to see that guy back there, and you're probably going to be wondering, how do you get to him? Well, there's going to be this little path here that you could go around, and it's pretty simple. Then you just go around here, and you will actually teach your Pokemon a pretty useful move that's actually, I would recommend, especially this early on in the game, which is Headbutt, which most people would probably discard Headbutt quickly, but it actually does 70 damage, which is pretty useful. But usually Pokemon that learn it pretty early on. Pokemon like Zigzagoon and stuff like that, they learn it pretty early on, but it does do 70 damage, which is pretty useful. So I'm going to try to teach it to my Chi-Chi to replace Tackle. And we're going to delete Tackle. So also in this game, they introduced a mechanic where you could headbutt trees and certain Pokemon would appear from them, which they reintroduced in the 7th gen as well. Or not the 7th gen, the 4th gen. Alright, so here's our second Kimono Girl, where she needs help getting through Illex Forest. What, you remember me from Violet City? You must be imagining. Anyway, will you show me how to get out of this forest? Of course. You will, aren't you lost in the forest as well? How do you know how to get out of here? Alright, so basically any Pokemon that you're walking around with will actually direct that Kimono Girl to the right area, to the right place to go. And here we are at the end of Illex Forest. Let's talk to this lady, see what she has to say. She'll actually give you a TM12, which is Taunt. Not really that useful with TM, but anyways. Here we are at Route 34, and on the next episode we will be going through here and heading to Goldenrod City. See you guys in the next episode.